Hello everyone and welcome to today's high school basketball matchup between the Rhinebeck Panthers and the Children's Village Hawks. Ian Sachs alongside Elijah Ware, and Elijah, both teams today winless on the young season. What do they need to do to claim their first win?
Well, both teams really have to lock up defensively, be locked in on the defensive end, and get easy buckets in transition. That's how either team will win the game. So today both teams are winless, something's going to have to give.
Perfect. Both of them will be looking for their first win coming up next on LMC TV Varsity Sports. Welcome back here, set for the opening tip between the Panthers and the Hawks. Panthers take it, and fast break right off the gate, no good. Hawks moving right to left in their road blue uniforms. Out of bounds, it'll go back to the Panthers. Road blue with yellow writing and trim. Rhinebeck in its home whites with the Carolina blue lettering and black trim.
Like we talked about in the pregame, Ian, the key to both teams to win this game is going to be on the defensive end. Both teams can be aggressive and push the pace and get easy buckets. They'll have a good chance to win.
Ligori's jumper on the last possession, no good. Then that foul was on Aiden Heaton. That's his first. Butler pressured right at half court. Nearly loses it, and then we'll get a timeout from Children's Village. So we'll step aside. 36 seconds into the game, it's still scoreless. And just a couple seconds into the game here, right after the Children's Village timeout, they keep possession. Good defense from Greenland at the top of the Rhinebeck pressure, half-court pressure. That's Butler with the ball. Gets it over for Wicker. Now the drive, no good, too strong. And the rebound from Ramos. Good strong rebound there from Ramos, out battling the taller players. Heaton from three, no good. And we head back the other way. Cleaves out in front. Cleaves with the nifty move, can't finish, and Taylor gets the offensive rebound. Another chance for the Hawks. Butler thought about a three, now pass it over to Cleaves. And we'll get a 3-second call underneath, so a turnover for Children's Village. And Rhinebeck head coach Dan Lopez going to his bench, bringing in number 23, Scott DeVore.
Against that 1-2-2 zone, the Hawks, they're going to have to get an even front against that odd front that the Panthers are giving. You understand what I'm saying? They're going to have to get two up top so they can move the ball and have good angles and passing lanes in order to attack the gaps in the defense.
Greenland got into a gap, couldn't finish from 10 feet out. It'll go back the other way, but now Ramos with the nifty steal here has one-on-one, and he'll get fouled as he went up for the layup. It'll be a foul on Curtis Taylor. That's his first foul on Children's Village.
I don't know how much Rhinebeck has worked on it, but I think a full court press against this team, it seems like they're lacking ball handlers. I think they could really open it up with a full court press and really apply some pressure and get some quick and easy buckets. You might give up 4, but you'll score 14.
First free throw, no good. And we've seen that from Rhinebeck in the half court. They haven't gotten yet to the full court press, but definitely showing trapping ability in the half court as we get a foul underneath. And we'll get free throws coming for Children's Village. DeVore called for that foul. That's his first.
On the offensive end, Children's Village, they're gonna have to space out that zone, get 2 guys in the corner, 2 guys up top on each wing, and get a guy in the middle so they can have some passing lanes. Maybe he can get in the middle, look opposite, have a guy cutting. They're going to have to start getting some movement, not just with the ball, but with the players as well, if they want to start getting some points on the board and getting some good shot attempts.
Well, aggressiveness got them to the line here, but 0 for 2 for Morgan, and we'll get a jump ball on the rebound. 2-0 Rhinebeck leads 2 minutes into this one. The jumper off the mark, and Ramos pulls down another rebound. He'll take it himself. Now to Greenland. Good shot fake, and he gets inside.
Good block.
The foul on the putback will put Rhinebeck on the free throw line.
Yeah, I thought that was a clean block by Equan Cleaves. But the ref called a foul on that one. I thought it was clean. Now we have number 14, Rafael Zingier at the line.
He nets that free throw, making it 3-0. Greenland got a tip on the rebound there, but Children's Village takes it and almost coughing it up twice. Now they finally do. And now Rhinebeck will slow it up, run its half-court offense into the corner for Ligori as he drives baseline. Heaton thought about a jumper, now one dribble and no good. So 2 good looks from Rhinebeck there, but they can't put the ball in the basket. And the rim just sealed there for Cleaves. Point blank range missed on the back rim. Greenland from 3. That one good. Corey Greenland with the first 3 of the game.
And that was all because of Ryan Ramos pushing the pace and pushing the ball. He's really setting a good pace for his team to start out the game.
We'll get the foul before the shot attempt. So it'll be entry for Children's Village underneath the basket. 6-0 Rhinebeck leads. 4:47 to go in quarter number 1. Good pressure from Heaton. Into the corner. The shot no good from Morgan. Ramos quickly ahead, the sidestep. Laid it just too soft off the rim, and it'll trickle out of bounds. Possession, Children's Village.
Another good attack by Ramos. Just got to finish that one, get a little stronger at the rim. But I like the way he's attacking. He needs to keep it up.
Now Rhinebeck showing that full court pressure as Ramos connects on that one.
There you go.
Good bank off the glass, and here's that full court trapping pressure. Morgan breaks it though right at half court. Now over for Butler. Butler looking for a screen now into the corner for Morgan as he draws the double, and Ramos nearly comes up with that steal. Rhinebeck doing a good job attacking the Children's Village passing lanes.
The key to breaking any zone is getting the ball in the middle of the defense, whether you get it into the high post or whether you're driving. Getting the ball into the middle of the defense breaks everyone down, makes people have to commit, then you have passing lanes.
Greenland couldn't finish on the fast break. Now the 3 from Ligori's good, and it's 11-0 Rhinebeck. Taylor for 3, off the mark, and it'll go to Rhinebeck. Last touch from Morgan on the jump ball rebound. Children's Village trying to get early offense there before the Rhinebeck Zone D set up. Pass telegraphed from Ramos, and it'll bounce out of bounds. So a sub coming in for Children's Village. Andrew Morales checks in, replacing Curtis Taylor. Right back for Greenland, and he drives to the basket for the easy 2. Greenland, the most physical player on this Rhinebeck team. Bounce off the rim, and Rhinebeck corrals it. Right inside for Ligori. Good look for the senior. Now Ramos comes up with the steal.
Keep your head up, Ramos.
Rhinebeck running a good offense here. Off the mark.
Another one.
Heaton.
You gotta shoot it, Heaton.
Thought about another one. And now Zinniger gets the basket. Now he comes up with the steal there. Trying to get it, forcing it to Heaton. And Children's Village comes up with the steal. 15-0, Rhinebeck leading.
Rhinebeck missed an easy trap right there, though, just now. But Greenland gets the pluck.
Greenland forces the steal, then Ramos gets the easy basket on the pass from Heaton. And we'll get another timeout for Children's Village. 2:05 to go here in quarter number 1. It's 17-0 Panthers. Out of the Children's Village timeout, the Hawks with the basketball. Cleves bringing it up. Facing an early deficit here, yet to get on the scoreboard. Inside for Wicker, trying to get to the heart of the defense. And he gets called for the travel as he was tied up with Ramos and then falls to the ground with the basketball.
That was a good pass by Butler, though, trying to get it to the high post so his offense can start making some moves.
Greenland with his second 3 of the day, already at 8 points here in the first quarter. And the Hawks offense very stagnant there. Morales came out to take the pass, but it was just out of his reach. And Greenland will head to the bench for the first time today. And we'll get a look at Stephen Davis, the junior guard. So much smaller lineup now for Rhinebeck with Davis in there instead of Greenland. Ligori thought about a 3, now will drive it in. A nice kiss off the glass.
Yeah, that's some nice touch by Ligori.
The junior forward with the good move there. Strong defense from Rhinebeck, forcing that turnover.
Francavilla.
2 missed opportunities from point-blank range, but a steal from Francavilla. And now he'll get his opportunity as he drives the lane. That one off the front rim, no good. And Ligori missed another layup from point-blank range there.
Move.
Right to the basket, and the putback off the mark. Morgan couldn't finish the deal. Ramos drives to the basket and out of control, couldn't finish. 17 seconds to go here in the first. Cleves with the ball from the foul line, off the backboard, no good. And so we'll have one more shot from Rhinebeck here. 4 seconds to go. Ramos from deep, off the mark. And so quarter number 1 ends Rhinebeck in front 22-0.
Back here with LMC TV Varsity Sports. I'm Elijah Ware with Ian Sachs sitting here next to me. Rhinebeck is up 22-0 at the start of the second quarter. As Francavilla has it up on the wing, he kicks it out to flood back to Francavilla, and he takes and does a herky-jerky type move, but he misses. As Cleves pushes the pace, gets to the rim, and he is fouled, and he'll be going to the line shooting 2.
I like the aggressiveness there, deciding to try to take it himself, but that's what he gets for having a nice explosive move, as he'll now get 2 free throws.
Exactly. A lot of times the players really decide or dictate how the referees are going to call the game, depending on how they set the tone and their aggressiveness from the beginning. So that was a good take by Cleves to start off the second quarter with a different mindset and being in attack mode. As he knocks down the first, misses the second, but an offensive rebound by Wicker. And a missed shot and out of bounds. It'll be Rhinebeck basketball.
Vasquez, fresh into the game, missed that one. But we talked about the new aggressive look from Children's Village here.
Yeah, and that's good pressure right there. And he gets a push call, and great pressure applied by Andrew Morales. So Children's Village starting off the second quarter with some aggressiveness, and they'll take the ball out on the side.
And Rhinebeck already with 5 fouls for this half. So 2 more, and Children's Village will be heading to the free throw line.
Cleves is doing a good job of being aggressive so far, but maybe he could keep his head up a little bit more, see his teammates as Morales throws one up off the glass, and Flood brings it up court.
And he missed Ballantyne wide open on the far side, could have swung it over to him,
Right.
but instead threw up that circus shot.
And a risky cross-court pass as Cleves tries to save it in with the near steal, but it'll be Rhinebeck basketball. And Coach Dan Lopez wants a 30-second timeout. We'll be right back in a jiffy with LMC TV Varsity Sports. And we're back here with LMC TV Varsity Sports. Rhinebeck with a 22-1 lead over the Hawks. As the Hawks coming out much more aggressive on defense, and we have a 3-ball from the corner, and it nearly rolls in. As Rhinebeck gets the offensive rebound, swung to the corner.
DeVore just couldn't get that friendly roll.
As Francavilla has a wide open 3 in the corner, and he drains it. 3-point field goal for Francavilla.
That's his first 3 of the game. Rhinebeck so potent from the 3-point line. Already 3 players have knocked down triples.
Right. As the Hawks throw it out of bounds, I think Rhinebeck, they're winless right now, but if they can channel that 3-ball, really start to hit that on a consistent basis and take pride in defense, they could be a sneaky team in the middle of the season once they start getting better.
And their half-court pressure, their 1-2-2 zone is very effective. And as you said, they're a good 3-point shooting team. They just need to maintain consistency.
Right. As Stephen Davis will be going to the line, shooting 2 after he was fouled on the shot attempt.
Children's Village foul on number 12, Andrew Morales.
Foul was on number 12, Andrew Morales. Davis misses the first.
Subbing in for Rhinebeck, number 12, Kevin Tamirji.
Still a comfortable lead here for Rhinebeck, but it looks like they've taken their foot off the gas a little bit here in quarter number 2, but there's still a lot of game to play. Can't afford to have that happen at such an early stage.
Certainly, you can never lose focus in a game because once you do that, any team can come back on you. As Children's Village is starting to get more shots off, more shots at the rim.
Better looks on offense, and it's because they're playing with a lot more aggressiveness.
Settling into the game.
Flood couldn't finish on that end.
As Morales corrals the ball, and the Hawks get a timeout in, 30-second timeout by Coach Charles. We'll be right back with LMC TV Varsity Sports. Back here, I'm Elijah Ware with Ian Sachs, as Rhinebeck has a 25-1 lead, 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. As Butler misses a deep 3, and Aiden Heaton brings it up, passing it up to Flood. As Flood, a good block by number 33, Tajon Wicker. As he tries to save that one in bounds, but nonetheless a good play by Wicker, and Rhinebeck will take it out underneath.
It was a great cross-court pass to find him underneath.
As Wicker attempts the outlet pass, but it's intercepted. Not Heaton. But DeVore goes up for the shot and he is fouled as he'll attempt to extend the Rhinebeck lead.
Rhinebeck's last few possessions, they've gotten their shots blocked. What they need to do is they need to pump fake once in a while, get the defense up in the air. Of course, it worked out well for DeVore here as he is at the free throw line, but still, it would be beneficial for them to pump fake a couple times.
Right. And as they start to play better competition, they'll need to understand things like that. So that's why you need to face every opponent as if you're playing the best. You need to respect every opponent and bring your A game every game if you want to get better, because this is not going to be the hardest test that you'll face this season. You need to always constantly be preparing. As Rhinebeck goes 1 for 2 from the line. And a great take by Butler as he knifes down the lane and scores 2.
First field goal for Children's Village.
Great take by Butler as Flood kicks it out to Heaton. Heaton thinks about the 3. And a drive baseline by Hoodies. And this one is stolen by the Hawks. Joshua Vasquez with the steal. But unfortunately thrown out of bounds. That'll be Rhinebeck basketball. As Hoodies will take the ball out, he passes in the Flood, back to Hoodies. And he swings it to Heaton. There's that pump fake you were talking about in. And Heaton finishes on a nice little floater on the outside of the lane.
Heaton's a good 3-point shooter, but getting the defense up in the air there and a beautiful shot just inside the arc.
And that play that just happened, that was a great drive and kick by Butler. He's really understanding the game, what he needs to do. As Rhinebeck will be going back to the free throw line once again.
And it's Heaton once again drawing the foul.
Heaton's definitely going to be a key component for Rhinebeck moving forward. A good 3-point shooter, can handle the ball a little bit. He's going to be the key. And once he starts digging in on defense, because he's the point guard sets the tone on the defensive end. So once he starts to set the tone a little more, Rhinebeck can become an even more dangerous team.
And number 25,
As Heaton drains both free throws and extends the Rhinebeck lead 30-3. And Butler is still in attack mode, but this one is stolen by Flood as Heaton drives but misses the layup. This one is corralled by Andrew Morales as he dribbles head down to the rim. This one is rebounded and put up and in by Kyle Morgan. Great putback by Morgan.
Morgan just taller than the defenders, able to gobble down that rebound and put it back up.
And he gets the rebound. And as the Children's Village, they have some support that arrived and they're starting to play harder.
And for Children's Village, the game opening up a little more now, and that both helps them. They look more comfortable in a game like this, but it also exposes their weaknesses more. So if they can channel their talent and play within themselves in this more fast-paced game, they'll be able to get back into it.
Right. And I think what they really need to do is just play hellified defense. Just play under control, but play a little wild, because you have to do things like that when you're undermanned and undersized to win. So if they can start playing like that, they're starting to attack and kick out. Once they start to understand the game more and more throughout the season, they'll be able to win some basketball games. As Butler is fouled on the 3-point shot by Ramos, and he'll be at the line shooting 3.
The Hawks just with 8 players in uniform today. By contrast, Rhinebeck dressing 12 players.
And the senior Butler drains the first free throw. Oh, it was only a 2? It was on the line? Heaton passes it back to Ramos. This pass to Heaton. Heaton had a lane and a shot. Decided to pass it in to the paint. He swings it back to Heaton. Heaton for three. All three out.
Aiden heating up from deep.
Step back attempt by Cleaves as Ramos pushes the pace into the wing for Heaton.
From the same spot. He's in double figures now with 10.
Like we said earlier, Heaton is definitely a key to this team. The defensive end is what I'm worried about with Heaton. Once he steps it up on that side of the floor, he'll be a completely different basketball player, and Rydneck will be a completely different team. I'm not saying that he doesn't play defense, but you can always give a little more.
Heaton wide open, top of the key.
Another one. The rebound by Ramos as he brings it out. Gets it with a crossover and a pull-up. He misses a short one. An offensive rebound by Kevin Tamucci. And the referee calls a 3-second violation, which is a terrible call because you got the rebound and the 3 seconds starts over. But nonetheless, we have a timeout, full timeout by Rydneck. I'm Elijah Ware here with Ian Sachs, and we'll be right back with LMC TV Varsity Sports. Back here with LMC TV Varsity Sports. Rydneck with a 36-6 lead with 1:52 remaining in the first half over the Children's Village Hawks. As Butler brings it across the timeline, and he's directing his team. As he drives to the basket, a good drive, but he can't finish as he was too far under the basket. And Rydneck corrals the ball, and Heaton brings it across. Into the corner, as Cole Hoodies misses, Ramos in for another offensive rebound, and Heaton brings it out. As he crosses over, swings at the Hoodies. And the pass to Heaton backdoor as he connects on the layup. As he mixes it up a little bit, takes a step in from the three-point line.
So elusive, getting behind the defense there. Nobody saw him on the baseline, and he was able to get the wide open layup.
The near three-point basket off the backboard by Vasquez, but the rebound by Heaton as he passes to Hodes. And this one is off Ramos, and it'll be a backcourt violation. And that all happened because of the pressure applied by Equan Cleaves.
Cleaves doing a good job defensively, meeting Ramos right as he was about to catch the ball, forcing Ramos to take his eye off the pass for a second, and that led to the turnover.
As Butler passes it over to Cleaves, Heaton applying pressure. Cleaves takes it to the basket, and no foul call as he falls and spills to the floor. The referee calls a jump ball. It'll be Hawks ball.
Zinniger trying to draw the charge there, but there was a good no call underneath.
As Butler takes it to the rim, nearly finishes the layup. Nice controlled move. And Ramos pushes the pace with 5 seconds up to Heaton. Heaton shoots the three at the buzzer and hits.
Aiden Heaton going into the half with 15 points. How about that shot, getting it off right before the buzzer, and he led the charge for his team into the halftime locker room. Just took the ball right in there, took the shot, and then ran right off the court. He knew that one was good.
Great pass by Ramos. Heaton hits the three going into the half. Rydneck leads 41-6 over Children's Village. We'll be right back for your second half of action. Back here, LMC TV Varsity Sports. The start of the third quarter. Rydneck leading Children's Village 41-6. Elijah Ware here alongside Ian Sachs. As Connor Flood has it up top, but it is stripped away and nearly stolen by Butler, as there's a scrum on the floor for the ball, and the referee calls a foul on number 11, Curtis Taylor. And Rhinebeck would take it out underneath.
Definitely not a clean start to the second half. Both teams talking over strategy during the break.
Right.
Neither one wanted to start the half that way.
Right. Especially Children's Village, they knew how they started the game. They wanted to come out this second half energized and at least make this game respectable. As Butler pressures Flood out top. As Morales puts the pressure on, but a foul is called by the referee on Andrew Morales.
That'll be Morales' second.
Children's Village foul on number 12, Andrew Morales.
So Children's Village definitely more physical on defense here, but they've already been whistled for 2 fouls.
Right. As Francavilla takes it across the timeline, but he falls down, but it's gathered by Ligori as he makes the pass. He had the open layup if he would have just went up strong. But now we have a jump ball and we have Hawks basketball as they'll have their first possession of the second half.
And Francavilla almost turned it over. Then he was lucky enough to find Ligori, but Ligori just too unselfish, couldn't put up the shot.
As Cleves tries to go up for the shot, he thought he was fouled. The referee says, And Rhinebeck brings it across the timeline into the corner. Back out to Francavilla as he looks for a pass, and he does get one to Tamucci. As Ligori passes underneath to a wide open Tamucci, but he looks for the pass to the outside. Instead, he had a wide open layup in.
Tamucci didn't realize where he was.
Right.
He was right under the basket, had a beautiful look at the rim if he just looked up, instead trying to make the extra pass, but that certainly cost him.
Yeah, court awareness is very important, especially in basketball. So you got to know where you are at all times on the court. That could have been your 2 points right there, Tamucci. Sorry, he'll keep playing. As Flood drives to the basket and he's fouled. 3 quick fouls early in the third quarter. Oh, but this one is an offensive foul called on, I guess, Flood. As Butler brings it across the timeline. Cleves drives behind the back, another cross, step back, and shot. That would have been a nice little sequence if he would have finished that. But as the Hawks will take it out underneath the basket as they set up their inbound play. It'll be Butler taking the ball out. As Morales cuts to the basket, goes up and nearly finishes the layup. And the rebound by Flood as he kicks it to Tamucci. And a foul called on Children's Village, number 10, Kyle Morgan.
Hawks missing a couple chances right at the basket. Just couldn't get that into the rim.
Yeah, Tajon Wicker down there, he's been fighting the whole game. As Children's Village decides to put on some full court pressure, and Flood goes right to the corner. That's usually the trap zone, but he gets a pass off, and it is blocked by, looks like Morgan, as Butler attacks the gap. Ooh, maybe could have had a Euro, but Cleves pulls up and misses. And Ligori hauls in the rebound.
Neither team has scored here in the first 2 minutes of the half.
Francavilla drives on the right side of the lane, passes it to Tamucci up top as he is called for traveling. It'll be Hawks ball on the side.
Just a little too quick with his feet there. As he was trying to stop and make a pass.
Yeah, it looks like Coach Lopez is trying to get some other guys some playing time early in the third quarter, get them some experience because you never know when you're going to need these guys, so you want them to get better as the referee calls a blocking foul, and Andrew Morales will be going to the line for shooting 2.
Stephen Davis whistled for that one as He just couldn't get his feet over in time. Good idea, but just a split second too slow.
Right.
Morales at the line for the third time today.
Morales misses the first. Still scoreless here in this third quarter. 2 minutes and 35 seconds in.
Morales taking a long time in between free throw shots. Looked like he got a little shaken up on the last play.
I think his hands are just sweaty. Didn't help too much as he misses the second. It'll be right neck basketball. As the primary ball handlers right now are Francavilla and Flood. As Tamushi is stuck as he loses his dribble in the backcourt. Flood throws it out of bounds. He was looking for Davis, but he throws it out of bounds. It's a turnover, and it's Hawks basketball. As Butler looks to attack, he passes it to Wicker. Wicker stops, pulls up, misses off the backboard, and it'll be right neck basketball.
Two teams missing a lot of shots here in the early going.
As Davis passes it back to Flood. Flood gets it across to Lagore. He passes to the middle. Lagore was cutting to the basket looking for the ball. Children's Village is putting on some good pressure defensively. And Ryneck can't seem to get a shot off. And 3 seconds is called on Ryneck. Children's Village playing great defense to start the second half.
The referee's loving that call here. That's the third or fourth one we've seen today.
And I'm loving the energy that Children's Village has come out with the second half. They're fighting, they haven't scored yet, but at least they're fighting on the defensive end, which was the main key to the game.
And it all starts on the defensive end. Those shots are gonna fall eventually,
right.
But their energy, their pressure, their attentiveness on defense has been a striking difference from the first half into the second half.
This pass in the Flood, back to Davis as he pushes it up, picks up his dribble, which is a cardinal sin, but he gets the pass off to Francavilla as he drives and misses the layup. Rebound corralled in by Butler as he passes it to Cleaves. He had a wide open layup on the left side, decided to get back to his right hand, and nonetheless gets the foul call. He'll be at the line shooting 2.
Flood whistled for that one. That's his third. That's his first, excuse me, the team's third.
As Corey Greenland is set to check in for Ryneck. He subs in for Stephen Davis.
Greenland got the start at the opening tip, but didn't get the start of the second half. But now he's in. He's such a mismatch problem for this Children's Village team.
Yeah, he's young too. He's long, lanky, just a sophomore. He has a lot of room to grow if he keeps working on his game. I think what he has to work on most is his ball security and ball handling. And once he gets that under control, he could be a nice player moving forward for the Panthers.
A good look from Greenland there off the screen and roll.
Both teams seem a little out of sync offensively to start the second half. And just as I say that, Butler takes it to the rim once again. He's been attacking the entire game, Ian. And he'll be back at the line shooting 2.
And if he could knock down his free throws, he could probably have around 10 points, but he's missed all of his tries from the line.
Just needs to take his time, take a couple deep breaths, slow his body down because he's in the game, and there he goes. Because he's in the game moving at such a fast pace. When you get to the free throw line, sometimes you're still moving at that fast pace, and it takes a little while to calm down and sink. But he sinks the first. misses the second, and the rebound's hauled in by Greenland. As he passes it to Flood. As he crosses over, gets it across the timeline. And the pressure is being applied by Butler. As Cleaves is in the passing lane, not letting anything get by easily. Tamucci passes to Ligori as he drives strong to the basket. Misses the layup. But he drives again for the short, easy floater. This one rolls in. It's 2 points for Ligori. Butler is driving, attacking once again. And a nice little hook shot by Kyle Morgan across the lane, Magic Johnson-esque.
Morgan with his second bucket there and looking so pretty doing it.
But see, look, if Greenland works on that, he could have really hit him with it right there. You know what I mean? But he lost it. It wasn't, I don't think it was too much because of the defense. He just lost his dribble.
Just a little careless there. Trying to get pretty, doesn't quite have that skill set yet, but the youngster still has plenty of time to grow.
As he gets it into Ramos, but this one is stolen. As Cleaves drives, crosses over, and the slick block by Ramos. Say, get that one out of here.
And the Panthers defense knows what Cleaves wants to do. He needs to be a little more creative of trying to get to the rim instead of just straight attacking.
Right.
Try to beat the defender first and then go to the rim.
Right. And Coach Lopez doesn't like what he's seen thus far early in this third quarter, and he calls a 30-second timeout. We'll be right back with LMC TV Varsity Sports. Back here, the third quarter of Rhinebeck leading 43-9 over Children's Village. Children's Village has actually outscored Rhinebeck here in the third quarter, 3-2. As Ramos has it out top, he passes it into Ligori at the high post, and he hits a nice little 10-foot jump shot.
Ligori with the nice touch there. He's got such a long frame, can easily shoot it over a defender.
Right. And see, the Hawks, they're being more aggressive now, but now they need to understand when they need to attack, and they need to attack with a purpose, not just driving in just to drive in. They're just driving into nothing now. As Ligori kicks it to Tamucci, and he hits a 10-foot jump shot.
Tamucci, his first basket of the game.
The kick out to Morgan, and that one was definitely on line, but he misses the three. But good hustle by Butler as he kicks it out to Cleaves, but he's called for traveling. Good hustle by Butler on that play, though.
For sure, Butler chasing down the rebound in the far corner. And then a good idea getting it over to Cleaves, but Cleaves just got a little too greedy, tried to make his move before he was set.
Yeah, you see that a lot of times with young players. They're not as confident in their shot, especially in a game, in an organized basketball game, so they always try to drive and end up traveling. But he could have had a nice three-point shot right there as Butler picks up his dribble a little bit too early, tries to hit the runner in the lane, misses, and the rebound's hauled in by Ramos as he crosses. Screen set by Ligori. Ramos has the lane, he drives, takes it to the basket, near and one for Ramos. And he'll be going to the line shooting two.
Both teams showing their aggressive takes here and getting to the free throw line. They just need to knock down their free throws now.
Right. As Ramos sinks the first.
Subbing in for Children's Village, number 1, Joshua Vasquez, and subbing in for Rhinebeck, number 1, Aiden Hinton.
Children's Village has been hanging tough so far this third quarter. They played Rhinebeck just about even. As Ramos rolls in the second, and checking into the game for Tamucci is Matthew Gaustian. As Butler brings it across the timeline. Screen set by Morales. Over to Kyle Morgan, back to Butler. As he attacks the gap, shoots up the floater, and rolls this one in off the glass. Good drive.
Morgan with a nice take there. He has 6 on the day now.
Great pressure being applied by Morales. He's been a pest defensively all day, especially on the perimeter.
Good look from Liguori.
And that was a good rebound by Wicker. He just has to remember to keep the ball at his chest or keep it high. He brought it down. That's how you get tied up. And oftentimes give it back to the other team. Timeout called by Children's Village. We'll be right back. Back here, Rhinebeck leading 49-11. 40 seconds remaining in the third quarter as Butler has it out top. He swings it over to Morgan as he tries to pass it down low on the block to Wicker. Good hustle by Wicker as he passes it to the cutting Morgan. As Butler drives once again, tries to kiss it off the glass, misses. With 16 seconds remaining for Ramos. As he passes it up to Heaton. Heaton has the lane, hits a nice little floater off the glass, over top the outstretched arms of Wicker. This one is stolen by Ramos. He goes in for the layup and finishes just before the buzzer. 53-11, Rhinebeck over Children's Village. We'll be right back with your fourth quarter of action.
Start of quarter number 4 here at Rhinebeck. Ian Sachs alongside Elijah, where 53-11 the Panthers lead. And they'll start off with the ball here. Greenland gets it in for Ramos. And a nice strong spurt from Rhinebeck to close out the third quarter with back-to-back baskets from Heaton and Ramos. Inside, and the basket good for Galston. That's his first points of the game.
Yeah, great cut by Galston. I love when the big men flash across the middle, make themselves available, give the guards a passing lane, and he gets hit for the easy layup and the easy 2.
Vasquez's 3 off the mark, and so Rhinebeck will bring it back the other way. It's Heaton, Ramos, Galston, Woodley, and the basket from Liguori is good with the foul. Greenland and Liguori finishing out the 5 for Rhinebeck on the floor.
Yeah, nice flex cut by Liguori, and he gets the easy layup. The hoop and the harm. Let's see if he can make this free throw. But Rhinebeck coming out in the start of the fourth quarter, really executing 2 plays back to back. Very important for them moving forward, not just for this game, but for their next game as well. Execution is key.
And that's the first time we've seen that flex cut as Liguori knocks down the free throw and he'll head to the bench. But that's the first time we've seen that flex cut today, and worked out beautifully for the Panthers.
It'll be a very dangerous play when ran the right way. It would have been a nice move by Cleaves. Could have finished it.
Cleaves lost control of it there, then tried to get it back with the steal, but Ramos getting around him. Looking for Galston, and it'll fall out of bounds. Possession to Children's Village.
Yeah, Heaton had Galston in there, but Galston wasn't paying attention, so Heaton took a little bit of heat off of the pass, and it resulted in a turnover.
Good move from Cleaves to get inside and draw the foul. He'll head back to the free throw line. Heaton called for that one. That's his second. So we'll get a substitution as Francavilla checks back in, and Heaton will head to the bench. Heaton with 17 on the day. The high man for Rhinebeck as the second free throw misses. Cleaves has done a good job of getting to the line today, just hasn't been able to convert.
Yeah, Cleaves and Butler have really been on the attack. They've gotten to the rim. They just need to get a little stronger and be able to finish there over top of the defense. But nonetheless, they've gotten there. And once they start hitting their free throws, they could be 12 to 15 point per game type players.
And it's all about concentration, finishing through the contact. Cleves loses it here. Ramos picks it up. And he'll reset as Cleves matches up with him one-on-one.
Good cut.
Great passing, fine, but can't finish, and so we'll get a foul on the way up. Zinniger will head to the free throw line.
It seems as if Coach Lopez was really preaching during the break between quarters. All right, let's get into our offense. We already know we've won this game. Let's start to get into our offense and work towards the future. Let's get better. Let's run our sets and start to execute and do what we do.
And now it's all about looking ahead toward the rest of the season. Rhinebeck coming into today 0-3, but league play really gets into full swing later this week as they'll have their first league game against Blondbrook. So now it's building on this win. It's what can you take away? What did you do well that led to this blowout victory that you can take away as you move towards league play?
Right, this may have been the confidence boost that Rhinebeck needed to get going. You notice even in college a lot of times, their first couple games they're playing, lesser teams in order to get themselves going, gain some momentum. So when they do start to play in the conference, they're ready to go. They know what they do, and they can execute at a high level.
Ramos swinging it over to Galston. His shot a little too strong.
Zingier got fouled, but the referee's letting him play a little bit, trying to get out of here, I guess. He had to call that one. I thought Zingier had the wide open three in the corner. See, I'm the type, I encourage big men to just play basketball, especially from a young age. If they're old, if you limit them to what they can be, you never know how tall they're gonna grow or anything like that. So I never try to limit my players to what they can be. So if you want to shoot the three, but that better be something that I've seen on a consistent basis first in practice or something like that. So I would encourage Zingier to not be afraid to shoot that. As he goes 1 for 2 from the line. Kind of proved me a little bit. Good take by Cleves.
Cleves with his first field goal of the game. He's been so aggressive, it's finally paying off for him.
Yeah, Cleves has definitely been getting into the creases of the defense, and a great block by Wicker.
Wicker, a strong body down low for Children's Village. Has done a good job anchoring that defense in the middle.
And I think this Children's Village team has more potential than what they realize. I think first and foremost it comes from a confidence standpoint. They need to play with a certain type of chip on their shoulder. They understand what kind of position they're in, and more than just basketball. So if they can gain a certain type of confidence on the court and let this be their outlet, the sky's the limit for these kids.
They certainly have the talent potential to get there. Just need to channel that in the right ways. Ramos in the corner, drives baseline, puts it up with the left hand. He's now in double figures. 3 Panthers in double figures. Ramos with the steal there again.
Come on.
And we'll get a timeout from the Panthers. 61-13, Rhinebeck in front, 3:22 remaining. After the Rhinebeck timeout, the Panthers with the basketball. Ramos crossing the timeline. Waiting for a teammate down low, nearly picked off.
Yeah, he tried that flex cut again. Ramos, as the point guard, can't be picking up his dribble like that.
And time will expire. Did not realize that the shot clock was so low.
Well, I thought they called the game or something. I didn't know. I didn't know what happened.
Just the 35-second shot clock expiring. Inside of 3 minutes now. Morales tangled up inside, gets it back from Morgan. And the three off the mark from Vasquez. Vasquez not afraid to take that long jumper.
Yeah, that was a
We've
good
seen
shot
it a
by
couple
Vasquez.
times. But he's yet to connect on them. Another flex cut. And now we've seen that a couple more times from Rhyneck as they implemented here. That one was for Francavilla.
Yeah, it seems like the Hawks caught on to it a little bit, and maybe it's time for Rhyneck to try to go a little bit deeper. Not just look for that first option, but try to go through all their options to get their offense really going and really start to understand how to play and the different things and the different nuances they can do within their offense.
Well, and the flex offense is such an effective offense. Even if you do play it through, of course, it's good on a quick 1-2 look, but even the third, fourth, fifth options are good looks at the basket as we see it again inside, this time for Galston. He can't finish.
Right. And the offense, especially a motion offense, is really just to get the players in position to play basketball. Just do what they know how to do. Your offense should put you in the best position on the court, whether it be the block or the wing, to just play basketball, whether it's a two-man game or isolation for one of your better isolation players. It's really just puts you in position to play basketball. And the better you could do that, the better you'll play. But first, you have to understand the game and how to get to your spots. That's the first step. Once you understand that, then you can play. And I think players like Cleaves and Butler for Children's Village, if they can understand that, they can take their games to a whole nother level and bring their team along with them.
Well, they realize what their style of play is that they want to get to the basket. They just need to develop more of a game in creative ways to get to the basket as opposed to just bulldozing right at the rim. Both misses from Morales.
If you ever hear the pros talk, especially Kobe Bryant, as he got older, he always talks about getting to his spots, you know? Whenever they have a big night, oh yeah, I was just trying to get to my spots and I was getting there and my shot was on, so I had a big night. You know what I mean? It's all about getting to your spots, and then that's when your skill level really comes into play.
Galston fouled on the putback attempt, so he'll head to the free throw line. Foul called on Valentine. Galston misses the first back rim. 61-13. Rhyneck in front, 142 remaining. Galston hit the back of the rim again on his second attempt. Shot no good for Morgan.
I also like Morgan's game as well. I see potential in his game. He can handle. He has pretty decent ball security. He could be another player that can improve.
Ramos's pass taken by Morgan. And now Hodis takes it right back. And they get it into the hands of the point guard, Ramos. 1 minute to go here in Rhyneck. Panthers holding on to the basketball for as long as they can. And the good finish from Francavilla through the contact. Children's Village tried to foul him before he got a shot off, but he was able to get to the rim and put it up and in for his second basket, 5th point of the day.
See, I think if Children's Village, if they can really start to understand the mental part of the game, they have pieces to be able to compete. They have Morales, who's a pest on defense. They have their two best offensive players in Butler and Cleves, who can also play good defense as well. They have pieces with Wicker down low being a presence in the paint, and Morgan also on the outside. They have some pieces where they can compete. It's just all about the mental part of the game and just moving forward and trying to get better every day.
Coach Murr Charles telling his team to back off, and that'll do it here as the final seconds tick away. Rhinebeck will claim its first victory of the season, 63-13 over Children's Village. The Panthers improved to 1-3 on the year. Children's Village falls to 0-3. The LMC TV Varsity Sports post-game show coming up next on LMC.
Elijah Ware here with LMC TV Varsity Sports alongside Aiden Heaton, who had 17 points on the outing. Aiden, what do you think you have to do moving forward to get your team better and help your team continue to win?
We've talked about all year. It's limiting turnovers and just boxing out and play better defense. We played a lot better defense today, but we still have stuff to work on our offense. But it was a great job to get one today. Yeah.
Okay, you heard it here. Aiden Heaton with 17 points. Aiden, also, moving forward, you talked about defense. What do you think you have to do individually on the defensive end, like specifically to get better?
Staying in front of guys, not getting beat to the basket. I'm not the tallest guy on the court, so playing smart and using my body smart and knowing just like we're on defense, just making the right play, not making stupid fouls.
Ian Sachs now joined by the victorious Coach Lopez. And Coach, you guys got out to a quick hot start, up 22-0 after the first quarter. What impressed you the most from that quick start?
I think with our starting five, we're starting to come together finally, and it really showed in that first quarter, working as a team on defense, running the offense, being able to press. We were able to use a lot of that in the first half, and obviously we saw the result of the first quarter.
Aiden Heaton really caught fire in that first half. What have you seen from the senior in his final campaign?
He's determined this year to really make an impact, and he definitely showed it today. Getting to the basket, shooting his threes, and he's been leading in that sense all season, and I think he'll continue to do so as we progress through the rest of the season.
And now your first win on the season. And what confidence can you build from this game as you move forward, especially in the league play?
Yeah, that's the big thing, is being able to take something away from this win to build confidence. We have some very tough games coming up soon, especially after the new year. But I think getting a win like this and being able to get the kids to work together and feel confident, that's going to help us go a long way as we go into the season.
So it's a wire-to-wire victory for Rhinebeck, who beats Children's Village 63-13. Elijah, they scored 22 points and shut out the Hawks in the first quarter. How can they take that fast start as they move ahead throughout the rest of the season?
Well, being led by Aiden Heaton on the offensive end, everyone has to step up defensively and continue to dig in, play hellified defense, be tenacious, dig in, and that will make them a better team moving forward. They have young guys that have potential, so moving forward just on the defensive end, that will change the whole dynamic of their team, because they can shoot the three ball and they can get to the basket. So if they can play some good defense, that will change the whole dynamic of the team.
And offensively, of course, working very well for them today, 63 points, led by Heaton, 17. Where do you see from their offense today as they build on this first win?
I see their offense. I think they can really be a very dangerous run and gun type of team. I don't think they can necessarily slow you down too much and play in the half court with everybody, because I don't think they have that size. But I think they can really run and get out on the wings and shoot some quick three balls and get big leads, scoring spurts, scoring bunches. So offensively, that's what I think they can do. Get good stops, quick stops, and shoot threes and get layups. That's how they can play.
Win number 1 in the books for Rhinebeck, who beats Children's Village 63-13 for the entire crew here at Rhinebeck. He's Elijah Ware, I'm Ian Sachs, signing off, and we'll see you next time on LMC TV Varsity Sports.